Hi, my name is Carl Heck, and I'm a student in the University of Dallas College of Business Administration in Professor Crayer's management class and leadership class. Today I'm joined by many of my staff members in the Butler University Athletic Department who will be listening to my presentation regarding emotional intelligence.
I'm Jennifer Johnson, Equipment Manager.
Karen Poirier, Administrative Assistant.
Taya Bailey, Head Women's Tennis Coach.
Alex Perry, Assistant for Compliance.
Matt Rhinesmith, Sports Information Intern.
Abby Merritt, Athletic Development Intern.
Elena Keller, Assistant Athletic Director.
Today we'll be talking about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence refers to the ability to perceive, control, and evaluate emotions. Some researchers suggest that emotional intelligence can be learned and strengthened, while others claim it is an inborn characteristic. So that leads you to think, what's the difference between IQ and EQ? IQ, the intelligence quotient, is what you were born with. It's a value that indicates a person's ability to learn, understand, and apply information and skills in a meaningful way. Emotional quotient or emotional intelligence is something which you can learn. It's a way to measure how a person recognizes emotions in himself or herself and manages emotions to work better as a group or as a team. Today I'll be talking about Brad Stevens, the Butler University men's basketball coach, and his leadership skills. There are 4 stages to emotional intelligence. There's self-awareness, social awareness, self-management, and relationship management. Self-awareness is self-confidence. It's understanding who you are, what makes you click. If you're upset, what makes you upset. You have social awareness, empathy, organizational awareness, and service orientation. You have self-management, self-control, trustworthiness, adaptability, achievement, the drive to succeed, to take the initiative. Then you have relationship management, which is where I think Brad is probably the best at. And it's an inspirational leadership, developing others, influence, building bonds, and team and collaboration. Self-awareness is you recognize emotions, your own emotions, and how they impact others. Your thoughts and your behaviors. Know your strengths and weaknesses. What are you really good at? What do you need to better yourself in with as it relates to work or your relationships? And how can you really enhance that? To have self-confidence. And then how do you respond to specific situations and certain people? Are there certain people that always upset you? Well, what makes them upset you? And then how do you control those situations? You have social awareness, the ability to understand and respond to the needs of others. Empathy, understanding other people's emotions, needs, and concerns. Organizational awareness, the ability to understand the politics within an organization, how these affect the people working in them. And service, the ability to understand and meet the needs of clients and customers. Really, Brad Stevens has a great understanding of people's emotions and needs. When he is with you in a room or is recruiting you, he understands where you're coming from, the politics behind your playing time, what your high school coach does, and how he wants to make you better. Really, he has an understanding of the social awareness. Self-management, you're able to control impulsive feelings and behaviors, manage emotions in healthy ways, take initiatives, follow through on communication, and adapt to changing circumstances. I am not very good with some of the self-management. Brad Stevens, I think, is spectacular. I'm going to show you a clip from January 19th when Butler played Gonzaga. Butler wins on a buzzer beater. As you can see, Brad Stevens walking right off the court right here, just folds his hands after that buzzer beater. Please pay attention to that. So, it's still the inbounds pass. Roosevelt Jones drives, 1 second left, throws it up. Brad Stevens walks over to shake Mark Hughes' hand. He's not going crazy, not celebrating, because he knows on the other side, when he loses, how upset that is, how upset that makes him, and understands the relationships he has with those other coaches. And 2 games later, Butler loses to LaSalle in a half-court shot buzzer beater. So it really puts things into perspective. Brad is unbelievable as it relates to that. Relationship management. You know how to develop and maintain good relationships. You communicate clearly, inspire and influence others, work well in a team, and manage conflicts. I think Brad is probably best at this. The relationships that Brad is able to build, not only with donors, with ticket holders, recruits, fans, former players. He really understands who they are, tries to understand where they're coming from, and the path that they've taken to get to where they are. And then he tries to build upon that. He tries to show them that he cares. And it's not being fake. Brad is actually one of the most genuine people I've ever met, and really values the relationships that he has with all these individuals, players, recruits, and fans. You can see here, Brad, this is the day Gordon Hayward announced that he was going to play in the NBA to leave college early. Brad is ecstatic that Gordon Hayward is going to fulfill a dream. Brad Stevens, in my opinion, is truly the effective leader. Any questions? Yes?
You alluded to it earlier, but how do you develop and maintain that emotional intelligence that you were talking about?
Great question. So the first step is to go out and you can take a test. You can get it with the book. I think the book's $12, or you can go online and do that. And you can take the test and it'll spit out the scores in each of the 4 areas, and then an overall score. One way to build upon that is, as I mentioned earlier, talking about what makes you click. Start with yourself. What upsets you? What makes you drive? If there are people that upset you or certain situations that upset you, try and control those situations. So let's say it's a friend in a fraternity house or a teammate that upsets you on certain situations. Figure out what that situation is. Figure out how to control that environment. See if it'll change, if there's a way to make that change. But try and maintain that positive environment. By maintaining that positive atmosphere and environment, your score is going to increase. It's really trying to figure out what's upsetting you, what causes the issue, and then try and be able to adapt to those environments. With relationship management, it's just trying to get to know the people better. If you're an introvert, try and become more extroverted. Try and really build upon those relationships that you currently have and see what makes people click. You never know when you're going to need someone to assist you, and it's always important to leave a relationship in a positive step. Any other questions? Well, thanks for coming today. I hope you enjoy the pizza, and have a great day.